Hello and welcome to Leadership Satsang. I'm your leadership coach, Yukti Kapoor Mehdi. Thank you so much for joining me live today on YouTube. Thank you for helping me to continue with this commitment that I made to you all some 48, 49 episodes back, saying that every single Tuesday I'm going to make time to connect with you all for 30 minutes and use this time to go deeper within ourselves to gather more useful and powerful insights in the space of leadership and spirituality. Thank you for sharing your questions because those questions help me to know exactly where you are stuck so I can unstuck you from that place and help you to get to your next level. So once again, welcome to Leadership Satsang. Today we're going to talk about resilience, a very, very important topic, a very important skill, but more than skill, resilience is a mindset challenge. It is not as much as a skill set challenge as it is a mindset challenge. Now, even if we learn any skill, no matter which skill it will only be effective and powerful till such time you work on your mindset first. As I always say, your mindset is the soil that needs to be prepared for you to sow the seeds of the skill sets that you gather, that you learn from wherever you learn, whatever is that source of learning. Because unless your mindset is prepared, you can only get whatever limited possible from the skills that you are gathering, right? And resilience, especially, is all about the mind. It's all here. And we're going to change a few things here so that we bring that resilience into every aspect of life as and where required. But before that, as we always do, we will bring ourselves into this moment completely. When you do that with me, you prepare yourself to take the most from this interaction. And when you are spending your time on something, let's be sure that you get the return on that investment, right? So if you're ready to get that return, let us prepare ourselves so that we get high return on this investment of the 30 minutes that we're going to spend together. You know the drill. Just see if you can sit comfortably somewhere. You're going to chant Om together 5 times. And those vibrations that you will create within yourself will give you the experience of being in the moment. And with that experience, you will be more willing, more open, more aware to take whatever I'm here to present and share with you all. Okay, so if that sounds like a deal, I want you to relax and sit comfortably wherever you are. If you can, loosen a bit from your waist, anything tight, holding you back, making you uncomfortable. See if you can do what you need to do to bring in some relaxation and comfort at a physical level. Keep your spine straight and shoulders relaxed. And gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out. With the next breath in, be aware that you've chosen to be here. And with that awareness, take another breath in. And breathe out. With the next breath in, allow yourself to be here completely, forgetting everything that has happened before this moment and everything that you've planned to do after this moment. Let's just be with the next breath completely as you breathe in and gently breathe out. Now prepare yourself to chant with me. We will chant Om 5 times, which is a summation of 3 syllables, A, O, Ma. We breathe in, and as we breathe out, we start the chant. I would suggest that you chant with me aloud in your own space if you can, so that you can create those vibrations for yourself. Take a nice breath in again. And
Rub your palms together. And when you feel the warmth between your hands, you place them gently on your eyes. And face, ears, and slowly come back. How do you feel? How do you feel in this moment? And where are you connecting from today? Let's have that in the chat. Let me have the pleasure of welcoming you all to the session today. Dinesh, thank you for being here. Kartika, Kritika, thank you, Kritika, for being here. Madhuri, long time no see. I'm so glad that you're here. Achal, so good to have you here again. Indiran, I look forward to you guys. Thank you for being here. Wonderful. Natarajan, thank you for your presence. You're joining from Bangalore. Priya is joining from Pune. Premraj is joining from Mumbai. Of course, I know Premraj. Malar, so good to see you. It's been some time, Malar. I've missed your presence. Don't do that to me. Be here every Tuesday. I look forward to meeting you all. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone. Ali, Achal, Priya, and everyone who's joined me live. Jairam, thank you so much. Himanshu, means a lot that you're all here. Means a lot that you know that no matter how much you know, there is so much more to know. And that is the sign of wisdom. Only a wise person understands that no matter how much I know, there is just so much more to know. And when you show up for these kind of sessions, you show up for yourself. You tell yourself that I am not there yet. And whatever that there is for somebody else, your there is way above. The benchmarks you've set for yourself are high. And to get to those benchmarks, we need to keep learning consciously, learning by design. And this is the design that is laid out for you. All you need to do is trust. Trust that whatever topic I will choose to talk about in leadership satsang will be something that will add some value to you. That's my promise. And I'm sure you've seen that in the last almost 50 episodes that we've done already. Right? So we will continue with this. And the last Tuesday of every month, by the way, is an opportunity for you to ask any question spontaneously in the room, like whatever questions. When you join me live, I pick up questions live from my live audience and I try my best to answer those questions. That's the last Tuesday of every month. In case you didn't know and you're joining the session for the first time, do look out for that opportunity and put out your questions. But you don't have to wait till then. You can also write to me at yukti@sbyacademy.com, sbyacademy.com, and I will do my best to bring it in as soon as I can as one of the episodes of Leadership Satsang. So today, after reading a lot of questions that have come my way in the past, I thought that resilience is something that we really need to talk about. We need to understand what it means. A lot of us consider resilience as a skill to be learned, and it is listed as one of the skills under leadership. But like I said a while back, it is more of a mindset than a skill set. Resilience is our ability to bounce back. And life will keep pulling and pushing you in different directions. How prepared are you to bounce back is the resilience quotient that you have built for yourself. And that requires a different kind of a mindset. Now, before I tell you how to be more resilient, let me bring to your awareness that we are not always aware
of where we are emotionally and mentally in life. Because we are all trained to look happy and good to go all the time. Whenever anybody asks you, hey, how are you? Spontaneously, you'll say, I'm fine, or I'm good, even if you're not. But this is how we are trained. We've trained our mind to say this immediately. It's a reflex. It's a knee-jerk reaction, right? How are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. That's what the other person will say exactly the same way as you did. But we are not, or sometimes, not always are we good. Sometimes we are not okay. We are not good. But we don't realize because we never stop to think about it. Because we are trained to just conceal it all the time. Shove it under the carpet. Don't talk about it. Don't look weak. Don't say that you have a problem. Don't ask for help. In fact, be the one who helps all the time, because when you are the one who's helping, you look sorted. You look smart. You look successful. And is that really serving you? I don't know. Is it really serving you to fake that success? That image of being the sorted one? And what's the pride in being sorted all the time? So what if you're not? So what if you're not okay? And I'm not suggesting that you go around telling the world that you're not okay. But at least tell yourself. And let yourself be okay with it. And once you are okay with it, you will find the right people you can share it with, because sharing does release a lot of negativity and anxiety that gets built inside when we try to figure out things on our own. You see, when you are cluttered here, how will you find your way out of this? Sometimes it's important to get another perspective. And that is why we have to be so mindful of the community we are a part of, the kind of friends that we make. Are they the ones who are going to add to my growth in one way or another? Is a very important question to ask. Not materialistically, emotionally, mentally, intellectually. Can I get that mental, emotional support when I need? Have I created that ecosystem around me? Because that ecosystem will ask for a lot of investment of your time and effort. It just doesn't get created on its own. And that is why if you ask one of these wealthiest people, like the top 20, 30, 50 wealthy people, you ask them about what kind of emotional ecosystem, mental ecosystem have they created? They have very little to share about that because they're not sure. What is the vested interest in people who pretend to be friends to you? Is it the wealth or is it you? And the day you lose your wealth, will you still see them there? You don't know. And you don't want to get to that point to find out. But if you really at that point in life, you do realize the hard way that most of the people who you thought were there to support are not, because they were there only to get support from you. Why? Because you never allowed yourself to ask for support before today. Think about it. How to build resilience comes later. First, we've got to realize that I'm at my low. Then only I can learn how to bounce back. Bounce back from what? Right? So I need to know that I'm not in a good place. And I need to be okay with that. I need to have that support system, that ecosystem around me. And if I haven't built that, I need to focus all my energy and effort in that direction, because nothing else is here to stay except for this emotional mental ecosystem that you will create for yourself. This is something that money cannot buy. This is something that you have to invest in. It's called as emotional bank balance. Right? You keep investing and keep investing, and one day you need to withdraw. You have enough to withdraw from because you have been saving, you've been investing continuously in this emotional bank balance. Right? And there will be times when you need to withdraw. You will have enough to withdraw from. So with that said, let's understand resilience, the ability to bounce back. Now, how does that resilience really come in? Because another challenge that is self-created, as much as it's a self-created challenge to always look good and happy and sorted, another self-created challenge is to shy away from failures, hide failures, and not accept them. So what do we need to do to build resilience? The first thing we need to do is to stop taking failures personally. Failure is an experience. It is not who you are. It's not you. as much as success is also an experience and not you. You have one success in life, you don't become successful. You have one failure, you don't become a loser. These harsh terminologies that we have created as labels here need to be stripped off. Only then will you allow yourself to fail again and again. बोलना बहुत आसान है कि बिना failure के आप कुछ सीख नहीं सकते. No learning is possible unless you fail. How many of us are really okay to fail? Because when we fail, we take it so personally. I failed. Now I don't have the face to show to the world. Right? I wrote a book that nobody bought. I failed. How do I tell people that book is not available anywhere? Where will they buy it from? At least you had the courage to write a book. There's so many other people who are just talking about it. They haven't come up with any version as yet. You did. And if it did not pick up, it's because you need to learn something more about writing. And when you learn that, you will write again. And this time the attempt will be better than the last time. But you will not do it if you take the first failure personally. So that's the first thing that has to shift here, right? Don't take failures personally. It is an experience, and that experience needs to be learned from, and then we move on. That moving on is resilience, right? So how do we build that resilience? By reminding ourselves that I am not a failure. I have failed in this, yes, but that does not make me a failure. It does not define me. It tells me that I need to learn more if I want to pursue this. And I will figure out what I need to learn, absolutely will. But if I wouldn't have tried, I wouldn't have known. If I wouldn't have failed, I wouldn't have learned, right? Only those who never try, never fail. And we choose to fail. We choose to fail. In fact, fail fast. As somebody said very rightly, I don't know where did this thought come from for the first time and who said it, but irrespective, it makes a lot of sense to me. Try whatever you can try as soon as you can to see what works and what doesn't, and you spend less time in procrastinating and contemplating, and you just get on with the next thing you need to do. Learn and move on. Maybe you will learn that this is not my cup of tea. Great. It saves you the energy. Everybody's writing a book, so I must. No, I'm not liking the experience. I'm not good at it. I don't want somebody else to write and I put my name on it. That's not me. So it's okay if I don't want to write a book. That doesn't make my life any less successful as somebody else who's a bestseller or whatever. You understand what I'm saying, right? So we need to be clear about what do we want to do, and then go out and do the best way you can and be okay to fail as much as there's a possibility to succeed. Resilience will be when you are able to detach yourself from the results and continue to learn and move on. That's the first thing. The second thing is to know that no matter what you do, if you are driven by purpose, then there will not be any proving. Listen to this carefully. Whatever you do, if it is backed by some purpose which is deep-rooted within you, there is no proving attached to it anymore. You're not doing this to prove to somebody how awesome you are, or how rich you can be, or how great a business person you are, or whatever else, right? That could be a function of what you do. It's not about others. It's about you, your own reasons for doing it. So if you have fallen down, you will pick yourself up because your purpose will remind you. Your purpose will give you the necessary energy. Your purpose will give you the enthusiasm without which nothing can be achieved. That enthusiasm cannot be borrowed from external validation. किसी की तारीफ से, appreciation से आपको नहीं मिलेगा वो internal drive. वो internal drive तब मिलता है जब हमें अपना purpose clearly पता हो. और अगर purpose आपके सामने है तो आप जितनी बारी भी गिरोगे उतनी बारी उठोगे भी. Right? No matter how many times you fall, you will get up every single time if you have your purpose within your focus. If you're doing what you're doing for that purpose and not to prove yourself to your mother or mother-in-law or the neighbor next door or whoever else, we have nothing to prove to anybody. And if you are doing that, just stop doing that. Stop proving yourself. Instead, live with purpose. And if you're able to do that, you will find the resilience you need to come back. to rise up, to go beyond this one ditch, this one failure, right? Because your purpose is much bigger than whatever challenges that you're facing right now. That's the second thing. And the third thing is to know that no matter how awesome you are, you do not know everything, right? There are other people who are better in things which you are not so good at. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, right? So what do we need to do? As leaders, we need to focus on our strengths and make our strengths stronger, right? So we work on our strengths and make it stronger to the extent that we become world's best at it. I'm reading this book by Seth Godin these days, almost done. It's a very teeny, mini, tiny book called The Dip. Now, the book is all about helping you understand why do you have to be the best at whatever you do, and why should you not pursue anything less than that. If you're not the best in your space, then find some other space where you can be the best. So pick it up. It's a very simple read, but it'll really open your mind to preparing yourself to be the best at whatever you choose to be, right? So when you are clear about what are your strengths, you need to find ways to make those strengths stronger, to get better and better till you become the best at it. And then be aware of your weaknesses and see who can fill this gap for you. I am great at this. I'm not so good at that. Can I collaborate with somebody else who can do this for me? Absolutely, yes. Whatever I'm not good at, whatever is my weakness, can be somebody else's strength, right? So what do I need to do? I need to find those people who have this as their strength. And when their strength and my strength comes together, we create a world-class team. No success is possible without collaboration. So when you're falling again and again, when you're failing again and again, see what are the patterns emerging. What is it that I'm not getting? And is it something that can become my strength? Or am I just forcing myself to become this all-rounder? Which I think is an absolute waste of time. Because it keeps you away from the focus that you need to have to become the best at that one thing. Because you're becoming a jack of all, right? You feel the need to become a jack of all. Sometimes it's because you're saving money. Sometimes because you think you will have better control. Sometimes you think there is some proving attached. If I can do this, why can't I do that? Of course you can, but do you have to? Or can you focus on a few things where you can be the best? And then collaborate with other people who are the best in other things. And when that happens, you stop failing and making the same mistakes again and again. Resilience comes in when there are people around to hold you. When there are people to complete your incompletions, and we all have incompletions. Nobody is all encompassing. Nobody in this world, and no one has to be, right? All we need to do is stop trying to be all encompassing. Focus on what you're good at and become the best at it. Find other people who are good at what you're not and bring them together, collaborate and create. When you do that, then you will automatically build the necessary energy and enthusiasm and courage required to bounce back. Right? So here are the three things, and I want to know in the comments right now, which one is going to be your technique to build that necessary resilience within you, right? The ability to shift your mindset and prepare your mindset for whatever life has in store. And before that, remember, it starts with self-awareness. Be aware that you're not okay, and then learn the techniques that I'm sharing with you to overcome this stage so that you continue on this beautiful path of creation that you're at, right? Creating value for yourself and the world around you. So the first thing I shared is not to take failure personally. The second thing is to ensure that you're driven by purpose and not proving. And the third thing is to focus on your strength and become the best at it, and collaborate with others who can bring in the necessary skill set where you are weak, but is their strength. So now I want to know from you, what are you taking away from the session? What are you going to bring to your life immediately? What has made sense to you? What is resonating with you? Let's have that in the chat. I would love to know How are you going to bring the necessary change in your mindset to build more resilience? Because change is all around us and will continue to be, as it says, the only constant. And that's so true. As cliche as it might sound, it's true. We are amidst change all the time, and today more than ever before. So what do we need to do to cope up with this madness? Is to build the strength within, which is what is called as resilience. Instead of spending your energy and effort to look good, see what you can do to accept that you're not okay and work towards it. Build that internal, spiritual, mental muscle to deal with the highs and lows of life. Only then will you have the capacity and enthusiasm to lead others. Only then do you become a source of inspiration for them. Only then do you get yourself to a space where you can actually create transformations. It's not just a word. It is something that people dedicate their entire life to. And that's how they leave legacy behind, right? If you have it in you, you need to first develop that strength within. And then you can offer it to the world outside. Thank you for your sharing here. Natarajan says, be driven by purpose and not the need to prove. Yeah, Vaishali, detaching and accepting. Priya, remind myself of my purpose every day. Absolutely, Priya. Put it on the wall. Just put it on the wall. That's it. That's what drives me. And I'm not going to deviate from that, right? That's my North Pole. That's what's going to drive me for anything and everything I do. Aligned with purpose, Vaishali. Yes, Devesh, good to see you. Drive with purpose. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me live. Thank you so much for taking these lessons back with you. And thank you so much for committing to bring these lessons into action in your life. Because when you change a little bit about who you are as a person and as a leader, you change a lot of things around you for much better, and create a better world around you. Right? And that's what I am intending to contribute towards. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do that. I will meet you next Tuesday again with another important insight in the space of leadership and spirituality. Till then, take very good care of yourself. God bless you all. Thank you so much once again.